Yo y'all, I'm Stuart98. Welcome back to another 0K 1 versus 1. This is going to be on the map Random Plateaus between, in the top left, going Clugbots with a Strike Commander ST. It's ddd356, one of the more colorful regulars on the 1v1 ladder. And his opponent, in the bottom right, going Clugbots with an Engineer Commander and the default Glaive Blueprint. It is UltraGodzilla, recently returning from a several-year hiatus, formerly one of the top 10 players in 0K, but struggling to de-rustify. This game was played on the 17th of May, so this was the 11th of 11 games these two played that day. First few were pretty even between the two of them. However, ddd356 has won 4 matches in a row. We'll see if he keeps his streak going. DDD opening with Conjurer first. UltraGodzilla yet to build a single constructor, just spamming out glaives. One thing I do want to point out, however, is that although he has much more army value than DDD, his army value is all in DDD's side of the map, so that army advantage is getting cut, and his army is spread out. So if DDD's 3 glaives here can corner UltraGodzilla's glaives, as we just saw right there, very easy for DDD to pick off UltraGodzilla's glaives one by one if they're alone. Another thing I do want to draw attention to, DDD going pretty conservatively with his commander, going in a circle around his initial starting location rather than expanding in one direction. Not really a fan of that, because your expansion is going to be slower that way. You're going to have your conjurers more exposed rather than your commander, which can defend itself more exposed. So the constructor in the most vulnerable position in your opening should be your commander. DDD getting another nice fight in. 2 glaives killed, no losses so far. Now 3 glaives killed to 1. DDD, with that Reaver out, was able to force back this push from UltraGodzilla. UltraGodzilla wisely choosing to retreat. Both players now with 2 constructors out. UltraGodzilla idling his commander for a bit there. Has fixed it now. Just queuing some naked expansion. We'll see if that remains naked or if he adds some solars or defenses in there. UltraGodzilla working on getting his first caretaker out. DD just starting his as well. Has moved his commander up to this 2 metal position. UltraGodzilla not routing his commander for the 2 metal position. I prefer prioritizing the 2 metal position with my commander personally, just because you get you have 2 metal in one defensive position rather than more spread out arrangement of metal that's harder to defend. So it's a personal preference thing. The UltraGodzilla's expansion path isn't any less efficient than if he had gone southernly instead. This Reaver able to kill a couple glaives there that wandered into its range, but getting taken out by those Ronin. 2 Reavers from DDD pathing around south. That's something that I noticed him doing in some of his other games as well. Ronin aren't in position. UltraGodzilla does not know about them yet. They will show up on radar fairly soon, however. Ronin from UltraGodzilla getting caught out. However, DDD retreating his glaives, not wanting to commit to killing the Ronin. Kind of questionable if you ask me. Lotus goes down there. Let's lower that volume slightly. Lotus goes down there, as well as the metal extractor. Glaives not able to go for the base because of that Reaver. However, taking down another metal extractor, another Lotus. And that Reaver isn't in position to deal with, to protect that metal extractor either. Reaver now approaching the Glaives. Wow, Glaives being engaged by other Glaives. Really the opposite of how you'd want that engagement to go if you were a DDD. Meanwhile, on the south, DDD does lose one Reaver to a Reaver from UltraGodzilla. However, the other one forcing that Conjurer back. UltraGodzilla, 5 minutes in, hasn't claimed this immediate metal extractor. That's not to say that DDD's in a better position there, since he also just had his expansion there claimed. However, I do believe if we check the metal used, metal produced graph, DDD has been ahead. So even though those metal extractors are gone now, they did pay for themselves. A metal extractor on its own takes 42.5 seconds to pay for itself, assuming that it is a 2.0 mechs, which this is a 2.0 metal extractor. Commander from DDD in a bit of a bad position. Is now getting morphed. Just has machine gun. Oh, and high power servos on it. Don't see Commander morphing too often at top level. However, this, I wouldn't call it tippy top level. This is high level. Conjurer over there from DDD started making a Lotus for some reason. Lotus went up, however, did kill that metal extractor, but Conjurer got killed by another Lotus. Conjurer from UltraGodzilla able to sneak away, not getting caught by Glaives from DDD. Meanwhile, UltraGodzilla pushing in yet again into DDD's base. And if we look at the reclaim arrangement, about twice as much reclaim on DDD's half the map as on UltraGodzilla's. That only matters if DDD is able to actually get the reclaim, but he's in a good position to do so. Lots and lots of Reavers from DDD. Imp forced to pull back. D setting up some pickets to take out Pork from UltraGodzilla. UltraGodzilla, because probably doesn't know about Blueprint, or at least probably didn't as of when this game was made. So, blueprinting Ronins, or, oh, that's really unfortunate. Conjurer getting caught out by a single Glaive going down there. That's kind of tragic. UltraGodzilla claiming this area. These two Reavers are going to be able to take down all of this Pork, however, won't be able to take down the Commander. So, not the best trade. Conjurer should be caught out here, but saved by the Reaver. He had all of these Reavers out. Is getting more out now, however, really wasted them attacking this Pork. UltraGodzilla responding with Reavers of his own instead of Ronin or Knight. Does have a couple Knights coming out now, so is responding better. I'd like to see a couple of slings to deal with these pickets. Because the thing about sling is that it's super cheap. 100 metal, that's the same cost as a picket, and you can just make one or two and just leave them to clean up all this Pork. Force DDD's Commander back as well, because Commander can't... If the slings don't have vision on the Commander, then they won't be able to kill it, and, well, in ever, really. However, they can force the commander to turn back. Knights from from UltraGodzilla moving in now. Another Reaver versus Reaver fight. Reaver versus Reaver is kind of a messy unit interaction. Like, that's one where it seems really random which one survives. Level 3 on DDD's commander now, in addition to the servos and machine gun, now has an auto repair. Just an auto repair? Because the radar jammer, field radar, and Vanguard economy, those come stock with the strike commander. Commander from UltraGodzilla has fallen back from that position, but DD's commander now also falling back. DD making an advanced radar. I mean, advanced radar is fine, but I don't think it's worth making when you don't have any long-range units. Oh, Conjure getting caught out. DDD in a really strong position. I would like it more if he didn't make that advanced radar, because just doesn't have anything to take advantage of it with. And this... So DD has control over most of the map, and Commander now with Flux Amplifier and Multi-Stunner, able to lock down those Knights no problem. But, so he has control of most of the map, has forced UltraGodzilla all the way back into his base. But going for the spider switch, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. The thing about Spider versus Cloak is that Venom is really strong against Glaive, really strong against Ronin. And then the Reavers come out. And Reaver is usually skirmishers. Skirmishers are faster than the units that they are intended to skirmish. That's not the case for Recluse. Recluse is slower than Reaver. It is slower than Knight. And DD going for the Recluses. I don't see what the Recluses are doing for DD that Ronin wouldn't have done, or that especially Phantom wouldn't have done. The one thing that Recluses do have going for them is that they are stronger versus Glaive. However, you don't really need that. Like, you've got Knights, you've got Reavers. You don't need to worry about Glaives that much. This one raiding Ronin from UltraGodzilla, able to take down that Metal Extractor from DD. Going to go to take down that one as well. Commander from UltraGodzilla, taking advantage of that lull, has now moved up, retaken that northern plateau area. This Cliff is screwing with these Ronin's fight move pathfinding, so one of them got taken down by that Knight there. Might see the same thing happen to this one as well. And UltraGodzilla, finally, the large force of Conjurers, setting up a radar, going to be taking these two Metal Extractors. Finally, this one claimed for the second time? I can't tell. Or I don't remember. But anyway, 14 minutes in. One of these being taken for the first time. The other lived like 10 seconds after it was built. I don't love the Stardust here. Recluses are on the front now. They're taking down the Knight. But UltraGodzilla going for Gremlins for scouting purposes, or is he anticipating a factory switch? That's kind of weird. There were gunship factories in several of the previous games between these two. However, those gunship factories were made by UltraGodzilla, not by DDD. So, anticipating a gunship switch would be an odd decision. UltraGodzilla might not know about Sparrow. I don't think that they were in the game when he was active in 2020. Big reclaim field getting created in the center of the map. Conduit from UltraGodzilla is idle. Not a great mistake, but one conjure reclaiming, one conjure idle is better than... I guess DD has one conjure reclaiming as well. This conjure getting taken down by these pickets. And big massive Ronin pressing forward on DD's commander. Two recluses moving in now. That Ronin dying to friendly fire there. Not what you really want to see, but it happens. DD does have a significantly more defensive position. Well, I mean, compared with this is pretty defensive with the Faraday and 3 pickets. But Stinger here, not going to be easy for UltraGodzilla to attack. Certainly not without slings. Stinger getting overrun though. Stunned and taken down. Northern Stinger at the expansion. Not going to go down just yet. UltraGodzilla, without enough forces to really... a fusion when you're losing? No? Don't love that. Like... If DDD had made a fusion instead of the advanced radar and instead of the Spider Factory, I think that would be a pretty good choice. But now when he's lost all of the map the way he has, I think that just puts him further into the hole. Like, payoff time for that fusion, it's not... That's going to have been like a 3-minute payoff time. And meanwhile, Army to take these metal extractors, that's going to pay off significantly faster than that, I think. DD just unable to reestablish that foothold up here. Commander is in an exposed position now. Shouldn't go down to these glaives. Does have the machine gun. Caretaker goes down. That didn't do its job. And glaives are spread out enough that the area of effect from the machine gun isn't doing what you'd expect it to do. Commander should be able to run away. Good use of the multi-stunner there. Run away. Run away. You're in an exposed position. Run away. Run towards these knights. It's what DD's commander should be doing. However, now getting stunned by these knights, it's low enough on health that gets stunned super easily and goes down there. That really should have been avoided. Is getting the stinger back up, but DDD investing a good, like, 2k metal into that commander there. Not paying off at all. Well, maybe it paid off a while ago, but losing it now, big loss. Slings are coming out. Targeting the mobile units, not really what I want to see from them. like to see them move up to where the commander is to deal with that Stinger and Stardust. Phantom now out, taking down a Knight. The gunship plant has been built by UltraGodzilla. See what he makes with that. Another Knight going down to that Phantom. Reavers getting taken down by these Ronin. Knight missing the radar there for a second. Yeah, this is a formality. Jump bot. I would have liked jump bot switch instead of the spider. What are you doing? No, like seriously, what are you doing? Why are you making a fusion that's going to take 4 minutes to pay off when this game is going to be over in 2? Why are you doing this? And it's not going to take 4 minutes to pay off, it's going to take 5 minutes to pay off, because it's going to take a minute just for the fusion to be built. More than that, actually. But yeah. Jump bot switch instead of spiders would have been pretty good, because moderator, very strong against Ronin, pretty okay versus Glaive. Does lose badly to Phantom, but Phantoms weren't out yet. And Puppies are actually really good against Cloakbots. The only unit that Cloakbot has that trades favorably against Puppies is Reaver. With that Stinger back up, DDD will be able to hold off from these Ronin and Slings, but not from the Phantom, and not from, or Ronin and Knights, excuse me, but not from the Phantom, and not from the Slings. UltraGodzilla going for a missile silo with just spamming Infernos. The second Inferno isn't doing much for UltraGodzilla there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. DD resigns, but for future reference, you want to see Inferno followed by Eos, usually. Not 2 Infernos. And usually Inferno into Eos is better than double Eos. But sometimes double Eos will guarantee the kill on like a factory, when Inferno into Eos leaves open the possibility that the factory survives. But anyway, so really strong start for ddd356 there. However, the combination of that advanced radar into that spider factory, spider switch not doing anything for him, lost all the initiative there. Look at the army value. Big advantage for DDD. Then he just didn't replace the losses for a solid, like, 2 minutes. And UltraGodzilla took that opening and absolutely ran with it all the way to the bank. Yeah. So, don't factory switch if you don't have to. And especially if the new factory isn't giving you anything that the factory that you already had wasn't. So, hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm Stuart98, and I'll see you in the next video.